All right, homies, check it. Republicans are lying or basically muddying the waters when it comes to the health care of immigrants and the government shutdown and what they're saying the Democrats are trying to do. So basically, they are saying that the immigrants are trying to give free health care to the undocumented immigrants in this country, maybe even documented, as if someone without legal status in this country could qualify for any of that. But basically, I want to explain why it's muddying the waters and how it actually works. So this is from one layman to another. If you struggle with understanding these things too, I completely get it. So here's how it actually works. The immigrants are not eligible for the standard Medicaid anyways. So what is allowed is for emergency Medicaid to reimburse the hospital when someone like an undocumented immigrant gets life-saving care. So let me explain that. It is a law that was made back in the, I believe it was the 60s, 70s, or 80s, back when we actually cared about each other. And this law says, hey, if someone is gravely injured or sick and they show up at a hospital, you're going to give them life-saving care, okay? You're going to do your best to save their lives. Now, this is a good thing for all of us because that means they're not going to check you for papers or insurance before they go to save your life. They're going to put you on the table, operate, do whatever they need to try to save your life regardless of your situation. So that's good for all of us. You don't want some dragged out check-in process when you're dying, okay? So that law isn't changing, okay? And we don't want it to. I don't care if you hate poor people or brown people, you still don't want that to change, okay? So Republicans are conflating that narrow reimbursement with full healthcare entitlement, and that's muddying the water. So documented and undocumented immigrants, or actually I think this is just undocumented immigrants to be fair, they contribute heavily to our social safety nets via taxes. So basically in 2022 alone, the undocumented immigrants are responsible for paying about $97 billion into federal taxes, and they don't qualify for anything back. So they don't qualify for Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, any of that shit, okay? Food stamps, none of it. So that basically means that, okay, so the other statistics show that these emergency Medicaid bills that are reimbursing hospitals are anywhere from $2 billion to $6 billion. So if these undocumented immigrants are paying $97 billion in, and they're getting anywhere from $2 to $6 billion back, I'm pretty sure that's still a very large net gain. Check that variance, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty big. So these hospitals are going to do this anyways. Like I said, this is not coming off of the bill. Big Beautiful Bill doesn't take that away. Now, what does that mean? That means no matter what, we as taxpayers are going to pay that fucking bill, okay? So, let's think of it this way. here's where the hypocrisy really lies, okay? Republicans demand cutting that small Medicaid emergency reimbursement, but hospitals still have to treat them, right? And that's going to shift the cost onto the private sector. If taxes aren't paying it, the private sector is. Now, how's that going to work? That means it's going to go on to the people who pay for private insurance. So higher deductibles, higher premiums, larger hospital bills. So instead of distributing the cost across the entire tax base, which includes companies, citizens, immigrants, and whoever else, those burdens get squeezed onto the already insured. Okay? For those of us paying for private coverage, taxes get hit twice. So basically, you're still gonna pay the fucking taxes you're paying now, right? Maybe even more, because I think the big beautiful bill is actually gonna end up costing us more. But they're taking away. So you're still gonna have to pay the same taxes you're paying now, but now we have to cover this cost with our private insurance. And like I just said, that's going to cost us a lot more because you're taking from a large pool of money, taxes, and you're putting the burden onto a small pool of money in private insured citizens, okay? So if a person arrives at this hospital, no insurance, no documentation, the hospital treats them anyways. Under today's rule, Medicaid might reimburse some of that, remove that reimbursement, and the hospitals must still recoup that, right? So that's $20,000 bill doesn't just disappear. So whenever you're paying for it through the private insurance, this is going to cost us thousands of dollars each a year to cover now. Hundreds of dollars a month. It's gonna cost us a lot. And if we just kept it at our taxes, it wouldn't cost us anything. So honestly, the Republicans are fucking you. They are now gonna take this money out of the insurance and put the burden on just the few of us who are already doing the right thing by paying for our own insurance. Anyways, it just, everyone ends up paying more, or everyone who actually pays for their insurance already. So the math adds up for the Democrats, okay? And it's also moral clarity, right? We want to do the right thing, and if it costs us less money, that's a win-win. So don't fall for their fucking bullshit. And also, if you made it this far, please hit the subscribe button. I have 24 subscribers. Imagine if I had 50. Oh my God. Also, hit the like button and leave a comment if you want. If you're hate watching this and you're a Republican that's mad at me for covering facts, go ahead and hit the dislike button and leave a comment. You might even get your own personal video made for you. Bye.